Hello everybody, what's going down and what's happening? My name is Sonja Marie with Wordlife Astrology, here to give you some astrological transit information that's going down this week. It doesn't matter what sign you are, I will encourage you to pull up a chair, get some tea, sip on some wine, whatever you desire, and get comfortable so you can hear what Spirit wants to share through me to you. That's for sure. We also, adhere to a few downloads when they come in because I have the ability to do that. And again, just talk about the energetic shifts that's going down this week. Are you ready? I am. Before we get into the week though, I want to do my best to encourage you without getting too far into details and a huge discussion. I'm putting love and light and prayers out to all of us, knowing that we have the power within us to sustain this life in the way that we want to. We don't have to be worried about outside circumstances and humans on the outside of our bodies. You get that? We can't control them, y'all. We can control ourselves, though, and we can absolutely open up further to what Spirit has us doing. That's how we'll survive. That's how we garner happiness. That's how we stay protected. And that's how we love, continue to love, and build communities, all right? Pay attention to what's going on inside of you and don't ever give up your personal power. Let's start with Monday, y'all. We're going to talk about Monday because today is a very interesting day in that the moon is in Pisces. So y'all feeling all the feels? Y'all feeling all the emotions coming through? Are there times where you feel like you want to stop and cry and express just for the sake of expressing and you don't know why? The moon in Pisces is really responsible for that. Did you know that Pisces, oftentimes I equate it to like a sponge? Right? All water signs, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio, have a way of being intuitive and absolutely sensitive and emotional, right? But we all do it, me being a Cancer myself, we all do it in three totally different ways. Pisces does it, intuits, holds on to emotions, attracts emotions, dispels emotions like a sponge. It sucks everybody in and then it releases and it lets it all out sometimes in the weirdest spaces and places, but it has to because it gets full. So if you're feeling those full moments and again, you don't have a reason for crying, it's okay. Get it out. Feel the feels through because in some way you are releasing the things that don't serve you any longer. I've been hearing, and I just said this on Instagram, people just trying to be strong during this time, to be strong, resilient, stay intellectually fortified. I mean, I'm going to say rock your life how you rock your life. But in regards to the way the energy is rolling out this week for show, it may behoove you to cry a little. It may behoove you to release a little. It may behoove you to share different perspectives with people too. We're going to get on into that. But at the very least, I need y'all to release. I need y'all to let go and not be strong and hold it all up for everybody and your aunties and uncles and all of them. We don't have to get into that mode. In my opinion, we have to get into the allowing mode, letting things to move past our bodies because that's how we gain the personal strength that we need, letting things go through us as opposed to us responding to things we can't even control. Get that? Then we got to be strong. For who? Them? I hope you understand where I'm coming from. So today with that moon being in Pisces, also today, let's talk about the fact that Venus is going into Capricorn until December 7th of this year. Just for a few weeks, but we need that Venus in Capricorn. Again, like I was just explaining on Instagram, Wordlife, Sonja Marie, if you'd like to follow, okay? I was just explaining Venus in Capricorn is hard bent. Venus deals with love and value and worth and money and beauty and passion and desire. When it's in Capricorn, it desires things in a real practical, traditional, somewhat cold, kind of matter-of-fact way. We need that starch edge of love in this moment in time, meaning we need for people and ourselves to prove value to us, to prove value to ourselves. That's what Venus in Capricorn says. Like, don't love bomb me. Don't give me all the juicy I want to do. What you really gonna do? How you really gonna love me? How I'm really gonna love myself? I don't have time to sit here and convince myself that I'm going to do a thing, reach a goal, placate myself. You got this, Sonja. Come on, we can do it tomorrow. No, let's do it today. Venus in Capricorn says we got a mountain to climb up. So we need to do it with serious passion. We need to do it with traditions that worked. We need to do it with rituals that sustain us, that sustain our beauty, our value, and our worth, and our love for self. It's time to be practical in that way, in loving you up. Not selfishly, but in a way in which you get better, in a way in which you can sustain this weird weather. You get that, don't you? On Tuesday, that moon goes into Aries, a whole nother feel, right? Because when the moon goes into Aries, remember Aries is the baby. It's a stark difference between the moon being in Pisces and the moon being in Aries, because the moon in Pisces allows us to open up, get watery, find wisdom, forgive, get compassionate. The moon in Aries goes from an older woman, moon in Pisces, to a young little girl or boy, moon in Aries. Everything gets a little juvenile, quick, fast, risk-taking, independent. Okay, you want to utilize your independence on Tuesday? That's an awesome, awesome place to put this energy in. Please don't wild out, because moon in Aries can actually cause disruptions and fights and confrontations as well. We don't want that. Stay away from that part of moon in Aries energy, especially given the weather, given the climate of our nation, if you're in the United States. Also, the moon in Aries can work productively, though. We want you to pull that energy out. We want you to pull the independence out. We want you to pull the risk-taking out, especially because Mars is in Leo right now. Leo and Aries gets along very well. And I think there's a moon and Mars trine somewhere in this week. I'm going to find it. But the bottom line is that we need to capitalize on our emotions. The moon being in Aries on Tuesday in a forthright way. Like, I'm going to get some things done. I know I can do it. That type of energy. Okay? Let nothing and nobody stand in your way. Alongside on Tuesday, though, check this out. Has nothing to do with the moon, but Mercury will square Saturn. That's a big deal, because check this out. Even though it doesn't have to deal with the moon, meaning that the moon is doing something to another planet, moon squaring Mars, moon squaring this, blah, 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 right? The moon in Aries is our reaction. Everybody's, okay? It doesn't matter what sign you are. Remember that. This is a transit reading in which you can be hit with this information, but how are you going to respond? That's the question. So Tuesday, with that moon being in Aries, can respond in an independent, forthright kind of way, like I explained, or in a cantankerous type of way, wanting to fight. There's a very gnarly aspect that day, Mercury squaring Saturn. So it could possibly pull up the reaction of that moon in Aries on the negative side, on the fighting side, because there's a square that day. I hope y'all understand that. It kind of drums it up. And the drum up is our thoughts, Mercury. The things that we say, Mercury. In Sagittarius, squaring up against who? Saturn. The wise old lady and old man in the sky that's been trying to keep us right and tight with wise information, with discipline and compassion and forgiveness. So I warn you, cuidado, on Tuesday. Don't let your thoughts or your mouth get you in trouble and literally wipe away your legacy, literally wipe away all the work that you've been doing over the past year and a half with Saturn being in Pisces. Wipe away it all because you think or you say a thing that's too quick. Remember with Mercury being in Sagittarius? Good God. I like to say, I've said it a lot of times, it's like a foot and mouth disease. My mentor used to tell me that. That means, Mercury in Sagittarius means we say things a little too quickly and want to put it back in our mouths, but we can't because it left us. Don't let that happen. And it goes against that Saturn. You've been doing your work, boo-boo. You've been praying. You've been meditating. You've been trying to stand your ground. You've been trying to connect with your ancestors and your guides. Don't let one false move, one quick thought get you 25 to life. One quick thought allow you to leave a situation that you just needed to have a little bit of patience with. Okay? I know I'm saying the same things over and over and again, but I want you to get this. Please and very please. Thank you. Have a nice day. On Wednesday, the moon is going to be in Aries still. And while it's in Aries, it's going to sextile Jupiter, going retrograde. Jupiter is in Gemini, and Aries and Gemini gets along. That's called a sextile, 60 degrees away from each other in the sky. Too much information. Bottom line is this, is that the moon's energy, that harried Aries energy of doing things quickly, independently, risk-taking, being industrious with things. I can do it. I can move. I'm a go. Let's start this thing. Is in right alignment with blessings. Jupiter, right alignment with opportunities. But I want y'all to peep this because Jupiter is retrograde. So what I'm thinking, while Jupiter is retrograde and we are reviewing opportunities that have slowed down for us a little bit. If you don't remember, a couple of weeks ago, things was rolling. People was popping, phone calls was happening, and all of a sudden, what happened? Why didn't you call me back? Well, just possibly maybe it was around about the time when Jupiter went retro and slowed down your opportunities, slowed down any sense of optimism. That happens. So on Wednesday, when the moon is sextiling Jupiter going reverse, it's saying these new actions, these new Aries kind of startups or new ideas or new things that we can implement or the independence at the very least needs to review Jupiter's opportunities that was once given to you. Does that make sense? Example, possibly maybe one of the things that stopped is somebody offered you a job, right? Somebody offered you a job and then they haven't gotten back in touch with you. With this moon sextile in Jupiter, it says be independent about this job offer. Possibly maybe start something different, a total different profession or a side hustle while this Jupiter opportunity is settling out, because a lot of times it probably don't have nothing to do with you. Maybe they have to settle on between you or somebody else. Maybe they have to get their new office situated before they tell you, yes, you got the job. You get what I'm saying? So Moon in Aries says do something different. Take your ideas somewhere else. Start something else. Or at the very least, go exercise. Go burn that quick juvenile energy off, Aries energy, and take your attention away from the opportunities and allow them to come back for you if they're meant for you. And if they're not, something better is coming, boo-boo. You got to know that. On Thursday, the moon slides into Taurus because it's getting ready for that full moon in Taurus on Friday. So on Thursday, when the moon slides into Taurus, things slow down a little bit. There's a calm in the air. There's a sudden trepidation and a sense of walking slowly and purposefully. That's what happens when the moon goes into Taurus. I actually love that feel. The moon loves being in Taurus, by the way, because the moon is like, and they call it exalted in astrology. The moon is exalted in Taurus. Why? Because the moon is erratic by nature, emotional and changeable by nature. Taurus is very stable, steady. So when they come together, there's a nice little balancing act that happens. And the moon doesn't freak out as much because it's comforted by the stability of Taurus. So it's a good feeling around that day when Taurus comes into play, because again, it does not matter what sign you are, you can get that energy on you. Do you need to be calm? Do you need to slow down? Do you need to eat a little bit? Do you need to make things beautiful? That's what happened when the moon goes into Taurus, okay? On that same day, the moon in Taurus is squaring Mars and Leo. That's interesting. Really, really interesting. I want you to pay attention to that, because that calm feeling that I was just describing may be interrupted by the fact that you feel harried to do something. The fact that you feel bullied to do something by yourself or somebody else. We bully ourselves all the time. Y'all know that, right? Come on, get up. You can do this. Like a freaking coach on our own backs, not giving ourselves grace when we need it. So are you bullying you? Or are you being bullied? The bottom line is that calm energy, that calm emotion needs to settle in a way in which it can help give you grace. It can help make you feel comfortable and secure. Mars is on, we can't be secure and comfortable right now. We got things to do. Here's what I would say. Instead of having to fight, I would ask myself on Thursday, what are the things that need to be done? Absolutely need to be done. Priority. 1 or 2 or 3 things, let them get done. The other things, don't fight yourself on. Please, it's not necessary. If you fight yourself on it, you're just going to get yourself in a square position, a challenged position. Allow it to go on by. Make a note that you need to do it. Ask for help, but don't press, because we don't want pressure on you, okay? On the same day, that moon is going to sextile Saturn in Pisces. Come on now. Look at that. With the moon sextile in Saturn, it's asking you, please don't pay attention to Mars's upset. Mars is just getting mad because we want things to move. We want things to go our way. We want things to be controlled. We want to be able to put anger and movement and initiation and fire and passion and physicality behind a thing when we want to do it. On Thursday, you're not going to be able to do it when you want to do it, with the moon squaring Mars. But it says with the moon sextile in Saturn, oh, let's create some discipline around this. We might not be able to move, but if we are patient, what's the lesson we're learning? We might not be able to execute in the way that we would like to garner some type of real results. But again, what's the traditions that we're building? What's the areas of forgiveness do I need to lean in? Again, what's the lessons? What's the fears? What's Saturn stuff that you are tackling and being supported? Because that moon is sextiling, which is harmony to Saturn. Again, y'all, pay attention. And I've been beating up Saturn and Pisces for a minute because it has been saving our lives. It's been allowing us to step out of the whole uber patriarchal, capitalistic plight of ambition to reach the top. Saturn's like, don't pay attention to that. Those are the people that value who they are and their existence off of ambition, off of garnering the most things, right? Saturn in Pisces has been saying to us that holds no weight at the end of the day. What holds weight is the character in your body. What holds weight is the character within your persona. What holds weight is the life that you lead, that you walk. What holds weight are the things that you say and how you back it up. What holds weight is showing up. What holds weight is how much you can love somebody through tough times. What holds weight is compassion. What holds weight is the wisdom of your ancestors and your elders that are ringing in your ear, telling you day by day what to do. All that other stuff is smoke and mirrors, boo-boo. Smoke and mirrors. So you don't have to be too hardcore on Thursday to make something happen. Just pray on the thing and allow it to happen. We have to know that has power, y'all. Allowance has power. Surrender has power. On Friday, that full moon goes into 24 degrees Taurus, leaving stubborn energy. Full moons are culmination of emotions that you just get to the hilt, to the top of your capacity with this particular energy. So something in your life that has to deal with Taurus energy, and you don't have to be a Taurus. Like I said, this is for all signs. Taurus energy deals with money. Taurus energy deals with being stubborn. Taurus energy deals with food and sensuality, all the senses, sights, hearing, touching, tasting, all like sensuality, right? Taurus energy has to do with pragmaticism, has to do with methodically thinking and executing a thing. Taurus energy has a lot to do with a lot. Just Google Taurus, or better yet, Google the moon in Taurus. Now, the full moon in Taurus deals with ending those things I just listed. What material possessions do you need to leave, minimize? What money dealings do you need to end and collect from and or give to? What do you need to finalize when it comes to, again, money and situations? What do you need to finalize and end when it comes to you brooding or being stubborn about an issue? Taurus energy can be very, very immovable about certain issues. And sometimes it's just about sitting on something in order for you to be right. What things do you need to come up off of just to prove you're right? And one of the phrases I love to use, do you want to be right or do you want to be peaceful, boo-boo? That's what that full moon in Taurus wants to share with you. On Friday, there are two aspects that are happening with this full moon that's going to make it even that more important. First, that full moon in Taurus will conjunct Uranus. So all the things that we need to end is in a right alignment with what? The radical changes that are being asked of us. Uranus been in Taurus for almost 2 years, y'all, if not more. And that's a weird position in itself because Uranus is Aquarius's planet in Taurus energy, and neither one of them like each other. Your Aquarius squares Taurus. So that's already been hard for us to do, to change, all of us, to change certain aspects of ourselves that are immovable. Well, on Friday, with that full moon in conjunction, same sign as Uranus, these endings that are happening are helping you to go through the changes that you've been needing to change for the last year and a half. It's a little boost. It may not necessarily go off smooth or eloquent because, again, Taurus don't like to be moved. Taurus don't like the boosts. So it may be some disruptions around that full moon energy pushing Uranus. Uranus is erratic. So if it needs to be pushed, it might bounce from wall to wall to wall to floor to ceiling to what? Before it realizes, oh, I got to change. And that can be the emotional reaction. What? Wait, that kind of feel, okay? I'm giving you information before it goes down that way. People don't like to change, even though they say they do. When God is at the door and it's like, all right, you said you wanted to change. The bus is here. Oh, wait a minute. Let me put my gun sneakers on. We ain't got time for that. Get your ass out the house. Let's go. That's what's happening on Friday. You said you wanted to end some things in order to make some radical changes. Well, ding dong, bitch. Right now. Also, on Friday, that full moon is going to sextile Neptune. Now, if anything, this is some encouragement to answer the door. Why? Because once we end the things, make the changes, Uranus style, here comes Neptune walking on in. Neptune says, I will give you the prayers of your heart. The moon sextiles, that's harmony, to Neptune. I will give you the ideologies of your soul. Neptune deals with some weird ideologies. It looks very, very idealistic, oftentimes dreams and colors and music and poetry. It's not realistic, but it's where dreams and imaginations belong and begin. So if you end in some things, we need to replace it with what? Some imagination. We need to replace the things that we are ending with some new art, new music, new sensibilities. Taurus energy is literally about the beautiful things. Because it's ruled by Venus, we want to replace it with some beautiful things. And Neptune is like, I got you. Wide open, because I'm the psychic planet. I'm connected to your ancestors and your guides. Whatever it is you need, boo-boo, after this ending, this full moon style, it's yours if you ask. You have to ask your people, y'all. You have to ask your ancestors. And that's in prayer. That's in you walking down the street and talking to them. That's having conversation. Don't expect miracles. Miracles are all around, but you can't expect it if you are not co-creating it. And I'm just saying. Now on Saturday, that moon goes into Gemini after all that full moon action is going on, and the air gets a little lighter because Gemini is like that. Gemini is very superficial in the best way possible and lighthearted and sociable. And, we feel like compartmentalizing some things, getting the information, reading more, talking more, again, socializing with the folks. That's Saturday. That's a beautiful thing. And I love the fact that the moon is sextiling Mars. All right. Remember, I just told you sextile is harmony. That's a beautiful pairing right there. So if the moon in Gemini is sextile and Mars in Leo, that's a lot of energy. A lot of intellectual turns into physical energy. A lot of maybe a game night. You know what I mean? A lot of let's go out and have some intellectual conversation with some new people and then go dancing. That's a really, really good social day, Saturday. I mean, for real, for real. And at the same time, the sun is opposition Uranus. Wait, say what? Yes. So the reason why I just got excited in my mind, because we have to piggyback from the energies before. If that full moon was just conjunct in Uranus, and now the sun is opposition in Uranus, the sun says now we're going to shine in a Scorpio deep kind of way and literally reflect the changes that are being done on the opposite end of the chart. The sun in Scorpio will be 180 degrees from Uranus, even though it's going retrograde, right? So if we end all the things that we need to end with that full moon conjuncting Uranus to present a change, a switch up of some type of rebellion, it's saying now we can shine with some depth, some understanding of where those changes came from and why we needed to be rebellious. We can shine in our ego from our core self and bring balance to who we are with what the changes are, the radical changes are. Do y'all get that and how dope that is? It's literally yin yang. It's one side finding the other to make a completion. Find yourself on Saturday. Within all that socialization, with all that communication and intellectualizing that's going to happen on Saturday with the moon, sextile and Mars and Leo, I want y'all to please do yourself a favor and find you. When the sun is opposite Uranus, you will find the changes within yourself as you're speaking to people. You will find your new group of people, your new community. You will find, oh, wait, hold on, I'm not an outsider in this situation, in this subject matter. My switch ups, my changes, my need to be independent is serving my soul in this moment in time. Ooh, I hope y'all get me. And I really pray that y'all come back and put some comments down below and let me know how Saturday worked out for you. Please, please. Thank you. On Sunday, the moon stays in Gemini, right? But the moon is going to conjunct Jupiter going reverse. Yeah. So Jupiter is in Gemini, going backwards. If the moon is hitting that thing, what I heard straight away was believe it again and again. Jupiter is slowed down in our opportunities and our beliefs in our education, meaning there are not too many things in our lives adding to that, adding to our blessings. We are blessed, but Jupiter brings extra, but it's slowed down because it's retro. So the message is to believe in you again and again. Believe that the opportunities are already there, even if it's kind of fading right now, even if you don't see it in a distance, you know what I mean? It's there. Believe in yourself again and again. Also, while you do that, remember you, your mind, how you speak. The moon will be in opposition of Mercury the same day. Believe in yourself again and again, even when your mind wants to play tricks on you. That's what I put. That's for Sunday. For real. Because the mind is always playing tricks on us. But like Reverend Jason says from ODBC, you are not your thoughts. Don't let your mind play tricks on you. Your blessings and your miracles are all around you and all within you. Sometimes the mind just wants to see what it wants to see. Remember, y'all, the mind is a servant to the soul, okay? Meaning the soul is the primary force, knowing exactly why we came here. The mind is supposed to serve the soul. Whatever the soul wants, the mind goes out and resources it, researches it, makes it happen, talks about it. You dig? Not the other way around. Don't let your mind control your soul and control who you are. Aight? Okay. You ready to pick a card? I know I am. What we got for this week? All right, y'all. Well, I have to be honest and say that as I was praying, as I was selecting the cards, two happened to come out. So I'm going to be dutiful to spirit and I'm going to read both of them. The first one that came up, possibilities, y'all. Check that out. The eagle has an overview of all the possibilities contained in the landscape below as he flies freely, naturally, and effortlessly through the sky. He is really in his domain, very grand and self-contained. This card indicates that you are at a point where a world of possibilities is open to you. Because you have grown more loving toward yourself, more self-contained, you can work easily with others. Because you are relaxed and at ease, you can recognize possibilities as they present themselves, sometimes even before others can see them. Because you are in tune with your own nature, you understand that existence is providing you with exactly what you need. Enjoy the flight and celebrate all the varied wonders in the landscape spread before you. Ashe. I'm going to qualify this a little bit and say, when I was reading it, I heard this is particularly for all of us that have been doing the work, for sure. All of us that have been doing the inner work, that have not responded to the distractions as much as we used to. You understand? We know there's a world of possibilities because we know that our power belongs with us, that our power does not belong in the hands and the organization of any human beings outside of us. There's a world of possibilities belonging to us because we did the work and because we're God's children, period. That's all. And if you don't know that, I think that's why this second card came out. Please, please remember, you are the source. Yes, this came out too. Can you believe it? When we speak of being grounded or centered, it is the source that we're talking about. When we begin a creative project, it is the source that we tune into. This card reminds us that there's a vast reservoir of energy available to us and that we tap into it not by thinking, not by planning, but getting grounded, centered, and silent enough to be in contact with the source. It is within each of us, like a personal individual sun, giving us life and nourishment, pure energy, pulsating, available. It is ready to give us anything when we need to accomplish something or ready to welcome us back home when we want to rest. So, whether you're beginning something new and need inspiration right now, or you just finished something and you want to rest, go to the source. It's always waiting for you, and you don't even have to step outside your house to find it. Ashe. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Not your name, not where you're from, but you're God's children. We all come from a space and a place in which we will return again. Trust and believe that. So what we're going to do while we're here, how we're going to remind ourselves who we are. Like for real. I offer individual readings if you'd like to partake. Please visit my website. The information is in the description box below. wordlifeastrology.com/readings. That's where you go to book and pay. I appreciate that. I love to assist you in any way possible. So come on and get a reading. And if not through me, I just pray, honestly, that you find the love and the guidance within yourself for yourself. We are our own healers, y'all. Just have a few people along the way to help us out. I pray to assist you in whatever way I can. Please like and share this information if it resonates, all right? And subscribe. See y'all soon. Adios.